What's up, family? Good to see you guys back locked in with us. I wanted to continue on these lies series. These are lies too good to be true. I wanted to really break down some myths. Sometimes we hear these cliches, we hear these sayings, and honestly, we even hold it as face value sometimes, but we really don't break it down and really just look at it and go, is that true? Is that something I could really base my life on? Or is that just something we just say? And we really don't understand the magnitude or the power behind it. So one lie that sounds too good to be true, or one lie that we don't really take a deeper look at, is getting more information will solve everything. I'm lacking. The reason why I don't have success in my life, the reason why I'm not where I want to be, the reason why I'm not getting the results that I want is because I need more information. I don't have the information. Now, one thing I always say, just because there's some truth to a statement doesn't mean it's a universal truth, or doesn't mean that it's 100% true. There can be some truth to a statement, but if it's not fully broke down, or if it's not really fully comprehended in the right context, it could really create some damage in your life. So getting more information, acquiring information, 100%. That's 100% truth. It's one of the most famous sayings that a lot of people say, whether believers or not believers. My people perish for a lack of knowledge. God is saying, hey, my people perish for a lack of information. A lack of information is stopping a lot of people from progressing in life, from getting ahead, from really getting the results that they want. So getting information, acquiring information, it's 100% truth. I grew up in a relatively strict household, West Indian household. Shout out to all my Caribbean people out there. But I grew up in a relatively strict household, and all I heard was, "You're going to college. You're going to college." Before I even knew what I was going to go to college for, I knew I was going to go to college. Education was preached to me, was taught to me. You're going to school. You're going to college. I don't know if my father really just wanted me to kind of leave the house when I was 18. I don't know if he had like a hidden agenda. I know he loves me, but still, I feel like there was a hidden agenda there. But I was told, hey, you're going to college. You're going to school. Before I even knew what I was going to go to college for, I just knew, hey, this is the next step. This is something that I was going to do. And I truly believe it's not just a matter of getting information. It's getting the right information that changes everything. But gaining information, gaining knowledge, gaining wisdom, so to speak, that's only one side of the equation. That's only one side of the coin. Gaining information is only one side of the equation. The other side of the equation is application. We gotta apply it. We gotta implement. We gotta move with the information that we're acquiring over time. So they say if you can't really explain it to a third grader, you really don't understand. So we're gonna look at some basic math. I'm gonna break this down a little bit. All right. So even in that just simple statement or concept of gaining information, it's addition. It's addition, right? So if we look at it, 1 plus, let's say, no application. We're just going to school. We're just getting the information. 1 plus 1, or I'm sorry, 1 plus nothing. Of course, we're going to get something. We're going to grow in some kind of way. We're going to gain value. We're going to gain value. So once again, if we're starting ground level 0, and now we have a little bit of information, we're getting a little better. We're getting a little better. Same concept. Okay, now I got a little bit more information. I still didn't apply anything. I still didn't necessarily implement anything, but I'm getting a little better. I have a little bit more value. So what am I breaking down? This concept of, I just need to get more information. I just need to get more information. I just need to get more knowledge, so to speak, and that's going to give me the results that I want. If I'm trying to get to, let's say, a level 10 in life, if I just get more information, I'll potentially get there over time. But I want to break something down. When we're really talking about application, when we're really talking about implementing things in our lives, we can literally see some great growth. And gaining information, for the sake of the topic of conversation, that's addition, right? That's just simple addition. I'm just gaining information. Hey, I learned something new. I didn't apply anything. I'm a little better. And as I gain more information, I'll get a little better over time. But when you put application into the process, we're not talking about addition anymore. Now we're talking about multiplication. We're really advancing and we're getting further, faster. So for example, initially, it doesn't look like much has changed. So with that same information that I got, but if I go ahead and applied it, I'm still at the same level. I'm still at the same level from the person, you sitting in that classroom. That person that got that information and didn't apply anything versus that person that got that information, went out, left the classroom and applied it. Initially, you guys are on the same level. Appearance wise, you guys are going to be on the same level. You're going to be on the same status. You're going to be on the same stratosphere, so to speak. You're going to be on the same level to a certain degree, and that's fine. But as you continue to apply this, so now with that same information, let's say, okay, I implemented it one time and I got one result. Now I implemented it again. Okay, I'm starting to see some growth. Now that same person who didn't apply anything, okay, now we're getting a little bit further. We're getting a little bit further ahead. Now, some people may say, all right, well, what if that person really went ahead and did something? Let's say a month or two went by and they really went ahead and did something. So now they're back. You guys are back on the same level. You put in a little bit more effort. You put in a little bit more work. But now this person that was a little bit behind you, they did the same thing. And over time, they caught up to you. Totally fine. Totally fine. Here is what one of my coaches loves to say. For a lot of people, going back to the whole lie aspect of it, most of the time it's not gaining more information only that would really take you further faster. It's the combination of getting more information as well as doing more is what's going to take you to experience quantum leaps. When I first heard that concept and really as my coach broke it down of like, hey, for a lot of people, you want to get further faster, but you got to start doing things different. If you want to live like nobody else is living, you have to live like nobody else is living. And so many people, shout out to YouTube University, I get it. You want to get more information. I remember being a young adult and all I would do is listen to lecture after lecture, sermon after sermon. I would try to read and try to digest as much information as possible, but I wasn't getting the results I wanted. I wasn't necessarily seeing those results in my life, because I wasn't putting as much emphasis on the doing. And that's what I want to break down for you guys today. 100%. Get as much information as you can, but you got to apply it. So going back to this breakdown here, that same individual, this is how you start to experience quantum leaps. For that person that, okay, I did a little bit more work, I did a little bit more effort, and now I started to get a little bit more value, I started to get a little bit more results. Now that same person that initially didn't do anything, and now they decided to take a leap of faith, or they decided to do something, and now it seems like you guys are on the same level. Okay, now what if we go ahead and gain a little bit more information? What if we went ahead and maybe went back to school, or maybe we took another class about a specific topic, and now we have a little bit more information. Let's say we didn't do any additional work, or we didn't necessarily put in additional output, additional effort. Let's just say we got a little bit more information and we continue to do the same things that we were doing on that level. Now, we jumped ahead. So now that same person that didn't necessarily do anything, they're now at a level 2, so to speak. Now, let's say that person, hey, that person was in that same class as you. Maybe in the context of school. So, okay, we did that. We had that class. Now you're on to another semester. You're on to another class. So now let's say they got a little bit more information as well, but they still didn't apply. They still didn't necessarily do anything. They didn't do that much, or they didn't do as much as you. So now we can kind of scratch this. If we're just going off of basic simple math, if we're just focusing on one end of the equation, if we're just focusing on getting more information and not necessarily applying it, this is where we see people getting further faster. And this is where we can kind of look around and see in our circles, or see in our friend groups, or see on our jobs, where it's like, okay, this individual's, they're just getting a little bit further along. They're just getting a little bit more ahead. We can start to see it. If we're honest with ourselves, we can literally look around at people maybe our first year in school or first year in college, and now they're in their third year, and it's like, they're just a little, yes, you may be at the same school. Yeah, you may be having the similar struggles, the college struggle, or maybe, okay, you guys first started that job together. You first started day one, you both were hired day one of orientation, but now it's been like 6 months and they're maybe up for a promotion or something like that. You can kind of look around and see it. They start to get ahead. They start to get a little bit ahead of you. Now, if we continue on that same concept, if we continue on that same wavelength of like, all right, I'm gonna get a little bit more information, just a little bit more information. Maybe it's getting a certificate. Maybe it's not necessarily going to get a degree. Maybe it's getting a leadership certificate, or maybe it's attending a course. So I just did a little bit more information and I just did a little bit more work, just a little bit more effort. Whoo! We took a quantum leap. We took a quantum leap. We took a big step. We've definitely advanced. Now, if we take that same individual that says, okay, I got some information, and now this is what tries to happen. They'll look around and they'll go, man, I'm gonna try to do a little bit more work and to do a little bit more effort. Then they'll try to catch up. But let's just say they did the same effort. They did the same effort. They got more information, but they didn't apply anything. And they're looking at their lives like, how is this individual getting so further along? How is this individual getting so further ahead? What are they doing differently than I'm doing? Now, once again, when I say level of effort and things of that sort, you guys hear me say it time and time again, life equity. There's a thing called experience and wisdom that's produced by you doing. So it's not just the information. This is why it's not just talking about multiplication. When we're talking about implementing, when we're talking about applying the information, there's a level of wisdom that comes on. There's a level of wisdom that's birthed. There's a level of experience, a level of wisdom. So it's not so much that we have the information, but we know how to effectively apply the information as we do it more and more. So they'll start to look around and go, man, I'm getting the same information that they're getting, but I'm not getting the same results that they're getting. And it literally confused them. They're like, yo, I literally remember getting hired the same time that this person hired. And now they got promoted to manager, and now they're like regional manager or regional director. I'm like, what's going on? What are they doing? They applied the information that maybe they got in school, maybe they got at a course. This is why I'm a big advocate in getting around learners, attending masterminds, coaching groups, getting mentors. Education is critical to your success. It's vital. It's vital to your success. But what I will add to it, and which is why that lie is really dangerous, because it's partial true. You definitely have to get information, but you gotta apply. You gotta apply the information to really, really get the results that you want in life. Now, I don't know if you guys caught what I said a little bit ago, but I said, hey, this is why I'm a big advocate and believer in attending masterminds, attending coaches, and getting mentors. Because sometimes it's not a lot of information either. A lot of times we think, and this is something that I used to think as well, man, I got to get so much information. So in the same concept of getting to say, hey, the goal is to get to level 10, I thought growing up, man, I got to get, 10 level information. So that way I can see the results in my life. And that's a path you could try to take. And you'll see so many people that get so many different degrees, and once again, going to college and getting a degree is perfectly fine, but they're draining themselves and they're draining their brain power, so to speak, wanting to get to a certain level in life. They're wanting to get to a certain status, or they're wanting to get certain results. And I just believe, man, it was all about information. But this is why, having mentors, having coaches is so critical, because honestly, you can just really get a little bit of information. But if you apply it, if you go all in, you can get to that level further, faster. You can get to that level way further, way faster with the right information, which is why I'm a big advocate in it's not just about getting information. It's not just about gaining information. It's about getting the right information. It's about getting the right information. Yeah, it's not just about learning so much about a specific topic, so much about a specific skill or technique or whatever. Maybe it's just about getting the right information. So many of us are just one or two moves away from getting the results that we want. So many of us are just really one or two mind shifts away, one or two thoughts away, one or two steps away, one or two practices away. It's not just about getting more. Just even breaking that down, more, just this idea of more. A lot of times we think the lack that we have in life is because we don't have more of this or more of that. Once again, it's about getting the right information. It's not necessarily about acquiring more information. In my opinion, honestly, it's about getting more application in your life. It's about implementing more in your life, to getting that experience, getting that wisdom to really move you forward. I definitely recommend balance the equation. Don't be so heavily on this side of the equation that you lose sight of this side of the equation. Don't be so focused on, man, I just need to get more information. I just need to watch another video. I just need to attend another class. I just need to attend another seminar. I just need to do those things. 100%. Do those things. I'm definitely listening. Tap in. YouTube University. Shout out. Do those things, but don't neglect the other side of the coin. And honestly, in my opinion, I would put a big emphasis on this side of the equation. I would definitely try to implement that more. You're going to make mistakes along the way. You're going to trip yourself up. You're going to make mistakes along the way, but that's how you get better over time. And that's how you really start to see the results that you want to see. As always, I hope this information was valuable to you. If it was valuable to you, I ask that you share this with somebody and pour into them and give life to them. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.